having gotten our brains all twisted in an NFT knot, we are going to unembroider them.
Unembroider or unknot them, which ironically, we still need to knot them back into shape. So embroidery is something that I've actually always wanted to try because I know it looks like a grandma kind of activity, but there are so much value as well in embroidery. We actually, a local Malaysian model, Sheena Liam, actually made her name in the embroidery world, and I've actually showcased a huge, I forgot how big it was, really big piece of artwork, which took her, of course, some time to finish it. And yeah, we actually have another embroidery artist who goes by the name of Dewi Karina, we'll call her Karina, who's all the way in my hometown in Sabah, who's actually going to show us how to do embroidery, especially handmade embroidery, and it's super awesome because I checked out her Instagram page. She's booked out for the year 2022.
Wow, if she can teach these hands to do embroidery, then I would consider her some kind of genius.
So can we call upon Karina? Hello, Karina.
Hi.
Hello,
Karina.
orang Sabah. Apa
Hi,
kabar?
Bye. I'm actually Penang. I'm from Penang. I got married with my husband from Sabah.
Close enough. They told me I was like, oh, Sabahan. I was like, okay, let's go. Close enough. You're Sabahan by association.
You on Penang actually. Alah. Dia pula nak claim kau.
Nak apa cakap utara tak dapat. But anyways, thank you so much for coming on the show, and thank you so much for spending your Sunday morning with us. So you have a couple of embroidery artwork right behind you. We can see over there. Essentially, tell us, what is embroidery?
Okay, embroidery is work that you do it by hand, especially when it's called handmade embroidery like this. So it takes some time to finish.
Okay.
So depends on your creativity and stuff. Yeah.
How do you start? What do you do first? What's the first thing you do? Do you put the thread in the needle or the needle in the thread? I'm all thumbs.
Okay, first you need to have your fabric first. You need to have your fabric and then to have a hook so that it's easy for you to thread in. So this is actually an example of Yuna's order of her Cadbury. And then you need to have needles. You can choose any other needles that you like. And then some embroidery floss. So those are the basics that you need to have.
Right.
Oh, wow.
We want to know what's the material that you use. Do you use some form of yarn? Do you use canvas? What do you use for your embroidery stitching?
Okay, I mainly use embroidery floss like these. And I also use threads to make it much more fine, as you can see it from the back. I'm actually doing custom handmade for my customers, and I'm using this kind of thread now to make it much more fine.
I see.
Texture.
So we also have different sizes of embroidery as well, right? What's the smallest and what's the biggest artwork you've done so far?
So far, I've done, the smallest one is 5 cm. It's a keychain size.
Wow.
And yes, it's like a keychain. And from there, it goes like 8 cm, 10 cm, 13, and up to 34 cm. So this one is actually 13 cm.
Wow.
Gotta say, not many people have the patience to do what you do. How long does it take to actually complete one embroidery project for you?
So it depends on the work itself. So if it's easy, if it's like outline stitches like this, it may take like a day or two once you have the outline ready, the drawings ready. But if it's like at the back, I've done like a 34 cm hook. It takes like a few months actually
Wow.
to be ready.
And that's why you mentioned on your Instagram everything's handmade and you shouldn't rush your order, right? It's amazing that you actually are commissioned until 2022. What are some of the artworks you're currently working on? If you can share it, of course.
Because all of my works are custom, so it takes, I don't have any ready-made stock that I can show to you guys. But right now what I have is an example of a 13 cm of nasi lemak, if you can see.
Ooh, love it. So what are some of these
You just
stitching
have
styles? Sorry?
It's just to have
Sorry?
fun.
Oh, it's just to have fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Kalau orang
Yeah.
Penang, I would say you're going to make more embroidery about food. Any plans to put char kway teow, nasi kandar on an embroidery
Pasembur.
project
I
anytime
do miss
soon?
them.
Sorry?
I actually had the idea to do that as well because I'm way far away from Penang,
Yep.
from Sabah, so I might miss all those foods in Penang. So that's a plan actually too.
All right.
We're looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the embroidery thing that I'm used to be doing are pet embroidery, Arab calligraphy, wedding, name embroidery with flower wreath, and a variety of fun designs from my customers.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for newbies who want to start learning embroidery? Because in embroidery itself, there are many different types of stitching as well, right? So what's the first thing as a newbie, as a beginner, what should I know about embroidery?
Okay, the things that you should know, that you should find a good fabric that you need to have. So the type of stitch that you wanted to use would be satin stitch. And it's quite difficult to just say it, you know, you need to show it.
Yeah.
So I'm not that. So this is actually called back stitch, if I'm not mistaken. Long and short stitch. Yeah, because I'm using one strand, so it may take some time to be done for that.
Right.
So, yes. So because I actually learn by myself as well.
Yep.
So it may, so the thing is you just need to have patience and slowly build up to it. Don't rush yourself and have fun.
Right. How do you determine what colors, do you, as an artist, do you pre-draw your embroidery artwork before you put it on your canvas? Or do you just, put down the outline and then decide then and there which color, which yarn, which color goes in which part?
Wow.
I do both ways. So it's either, if I have a gist of it, if I know what to do,
Yeah.
for example, if I want to do a flower for this one, I would just try it out, just like trade in. I don't have to like draw it or determine like what color I should, because it determines on the day itself whether I want to do it, what color on that day.
Yeah.
But some orders, they have specific colors that they want. Like my customers, they want flowers like red colors or this type of flower. So I need to draw it first so that because I'm not familiar with it. Yeah.
Right.
Wow, that design was beautiful. The one that you showed on
The
screen.
submarine head.
Submarine head. That was really gorgeous. It has shading, tone. It looks like you painted it onto the canvas. How long did it take for you to put together that project?
About 5 to 6 months. Is a Singaporean that ordered from me.
Wow.
5 to 6
5 to 6 months. Do you, while you work on one project, do you also work on several different projects at the same time? Or are you a one project person? You need to be focused on one project first?
I multitask because it takes time to finish only for one, and then it may get tiring if I only focus on one type of embroidery. So 5 to 6 months is actually I multitask with other embroidery works. So yeah, it's like I take 2 to 3 days with that one particular work. For example, the submarine vintage helmet, and then the other 2 3 days I will do with other works as well, so that I don't feel bored or
overwhelmed as well.
so I don't feel like overwhelmed. Yes, overwhelmed especially. So because sometimes I don't have the vision of what type of shadings that I wanted to do, because sometimes there's like last minute things that I want to enhance. The idea will come up last like that, right? So that's why I take my time.
Right.
We saw you, rubbing your eyes after one. Was that just tears of joy because it was so beautiful, or just because you had lack of sleep?
She's like, oh, that
No,
was...
because I'm a bit overwhelmed.
Right, I can
She was done
understand.
with
5 to 6
artwork.
months working on one project. So the next question would be, how expensive is one piece of work? Because I hope they pay you really well.
Yeah, exactly.
For something like that.
Okay, for that particular work is from 300 to 500 ringgit per item. Yeah.
I think
because
you're
I just-
undercharging. You should charge more. Because I mean, speaking as someone who has no skills in embroidery, right? I could not be able to do that if you gave me 5 years, but you can do it in 5 months. So I truly believe that you either should be charging more or you should be putting your stuff on an NFT.
Yeah, exactly. And then make money through NFT.
Make more money, please. You deserve it.
Exactly.
I will. Thank you. Thank you for the idea. I'll take note of that.
Besides, so most of embroidery we see is on that the round panel thing. I forgot what's it called. And then you hand stitch everything, right? Where else can you apply or use your embroidery on? Can you use it on a tote bag? Can you embroider a T-shirt, for example? What other mediums can you use?
Embroidery, it doesn't have to be on decoration on the wall. It can also use on tote bags, on blankets, or maybe shirts, towels. So just a variety. Be creative with it. So you can do anything.
Right, and to all her customers,
Yeah,
if
you can also.
if you're commissioning work like this, I mean, I'm sure that you can see the value in it and
Exactly.
how difficult it is to produce one. And it's all handmade with a lot of TLC and a lot of tired eyes. Many nights have been spent on your art. So please do consider the value of the project that you are commissioning. Wow, that is beautiful. I mean,
Exactly. Do you?
beautiful.
What do you do in days that you have a creative roadblock, for example?
Right,
You know,
right.
when you're stitching, because I'm pretty sure you have those days where you're stitching and then the stitch that jadi, you know, or it's not the right kind of wave. Because the smaller the detail, the more complicated it is. I bet. So, what do you do on days like that?
On days like that, I at first I might just like cry it out, take a day off for start at the
Yes,
start.
girl.
But later on, in reality, but throughout my process, I learn there's no point of taking a lot of time crying my eyes out. So it's just like, okay, I just cut it off and just redo it on the spot. Or
Wow.
yeah.
so this has become something of an industry for you. How supportive are your family towards your undertaking? Because you spend many hours working on this. What is the cooperation or collaboration like with the rest of your family on this?
Actually, no, I do it all by myself. But I really have the strong support from my family, especially my husband, my parents, my in-laws. So it takes some time for them to believe that I'm able to do and make this as a business, a passion for me to do all of this. Yes. So it's mainly my husband who gave me support and motivates me from time to time.
All right, you know, you can count on the Sabahan for support. Let me just tell you that. Speaking of which, where can we support you on social media, as well as where are you based, just in case somebody wants to, you know, come and see your artwork?
So you can come to my Insta at byDeka, and you can see a lot of my artworks and what I've been doing. I always update my works and then the works that I've done commissioned to other people as well. So I'll see you there.
All right, check
right,
her out on
thank you so
Instagram.
much.
Thank you so much for
Yes.
being here on the program. We're looking forward to seeing your NFT. If there's one NFT I would buy, it would be
It's the
yours.
artwork, right? It's a very, very interesting
awesome.
thing. Exactly. So thank you again for being on the show.